Hey Goat Project members, I just wanted to do a quick video to tell you what to do to feed the new goats on quarantine. So when you come, the first thing that you're going to do is halter all of the goats. Make sure they're all haltered before you open the door so that none of them escape. I would recommend just haltering them one at a time and tying them up inside the pen. And then once you've got them all haltered, untying one at a time, taking them out and tying them near their food bowl around the outside. Feel free to move the food bowls if you want to, as long as they're near the quarantine pen itself. Once all the goats are tied up at their food bowl, then you're going to come to the shed, and their grain is in the plastic garbage can here in the back. So their grain is inside. If the bag is low or runs out, the other bags are right here. So they're right next to it if you need more. There is a scoop inside. So my recommendation for right now is to take this scoop, and you're going to use the purple color right here, and just go ahead and give every goat 8 ounces. So that's to the line right here. So you can just scoop it. Approximate is fine. It's pretty close to 8 ounces in this cup. So you're going to scoop 8 ounces and give 8 ounces to each goat. And if a goat finishes all their food, you can give them a little more. Just keep track of how much you gave them. No more than 16 ounces per goat, though. A pound is the maximum that we're going to give each goat. Give them as long as you can to eat. While they're eating, you can go ahead and clean the pen. Because there's grass in the pen, it's easiest to use the rake first to get all the poop into the center of the pen. And then you could go ahead and use that little yellow broom and the little yellow bucket to scoop it into the bucket and then put it in the wheelbarrow. You also want to make sure they have clean water, so you probably should dump and fill at least one water, if not both. And then just wait for them to finish eating. So when they're all done eating, or when you can't wait anymore because they are going to be a little slow as they get started here, then go ahead and figure out how much grain they have left in their bowl. So you can do that either by using the cup I showed you before to approximate how many ounces are left, or you can come in and use the scale here if you really want to be precise, but it doesn't really matter that much. So just approximate how many ounces they ate. Don't forget, if you gave them more than 8 ounces, to count that. And then you're going to write how many ounces they ate. So these numbers are going to go up and down, and that's okay. But we're just going to kind of keep track of how many ounces each goat is eating, each feeding. So hopefully you guys remember what goat is which name. Bubby is Noah's goat, the dapple. But you're going to write down how many ounces each goat ate, and just keep writing down the line each feeding. Whatever you do, do not put uneaten grain back into the plastic garbage bag or garbage can. We definitely don't want to take some food that a goat has had their mouth on or their nose on or near and put it back in with the fresh grain. So if you want, you can leave the extra grain, uneaten grain, in one of their feeders for somebody to refeed those specific goats at the next feeding. But I would recommend just go ahead and take the extra grain that's not eaten and just toss it in the wheelbarrow and just get rid of it. We shouldn't be wasting too much grain. That's why we're only giving 8 ounces at first, just to kind of get a feel for how much they're eating. So, but don't forget to write down what they've eaten here on the board for everybody else to know. And then make sure you give them a little bit of hay. So this is alfalfa, the stuff that looks green and a little bit leafier. This is forage. It looks a little yellower and more like thick sticks. You can give them a little bit of both, or you can give them all of one or the other. For right now, it doesn't matter too much. I would probably recommend giving a little of both just so they can pick and choose. But you can just put it in their pen loose. I do have a little black tray in their pen that you can use if you want to. Just go ahead and put it, it's right in the center of their pen so they can all reach it, but you can just put the hay right in that, or you can just put it in a corner or in a couple corners and split it up. You don't need to hand feed it specifically to each goat for now. Eventually we will get to the point where when they're done with their grain, we'll give them their hay in their bowl like we did last year. But for now, we're just kind of putting it in the center of the pen just to kind of see how it goes. If you notice a lot of fighting, we can change this and put the hay in their bowls. I don't have a problem with that. Just let me know and we can talk about it. Hopefully that helps, guys. Don't forget, when you take them off feeding, Put them all the way in the pen on halter and shut the door before taking their halter off, or they will run out behind you or beside you. And nothing takes longer feeding than trying to get a goat back in the pen. So let me know if you have any questions.